Hey everyone, just letting you know that this review will contain a minor spoiler. It's not a major spoiler really, but I will be talking about a certain area of the game, and if you don't want that to be spoiled and you want to uncover it for yourself, maybe just skip this review or skip to a certain time. But it's not really that big of a spoiler. It's not like gonna spoil any of the story or anything. It's just a certain area of the game. Finished Metroid Dread. I finished it last night, and I have a lot to say about it. I think this is an incredible new Metroid game. It has basically everything that a 2D Metroid fan could ask for. It has a really big world. I mean, this is kind of like, I would say, maybe Super Metroid times 3. It's got a lot of really interesting areas. It's got all the power-ups, and it has a pretty hefty difficulty as well. I was challenged several times playing this game. I really had to learn what exactly to do to beat some of these bosses. It's kind of like you really have to learn. You really have to adapt to the way these bosses are attacking you, because every boss has its own style, and you really have to be quite quick on the finger to dodge a lot of these attacks that these bosses give to you. So, and there are a few returns from earlier iterations of the Metroid series, but I won't really go much into spoilers. But I will say, I guess I will spoil something. I found the area of Berenia to be the most memorable location out of all of the game. I mean, and I also thought it had the best music in the game. That's really only one negative thing about this game that I can think. The music wasn't as memorable as it usually is in Metroid games. I found the music of Super Metroid to be the most memorable, followed by Metroid Prime 1 and 3. I haven't played Metroid Prime 2, but I do know that there are some memorable tracks in Metroid Prime 2 as well, but mostly from those 3 games. I don't really remember much of the music from Metroid Fusion, even though that was a good game. It was a good Metroid game, but in that game, I mean, you were kind of told where to go, and you had to go to a certain area at one point in time. Once you finish that area, move on to the next area and the next area. And I know that there are some Metroid fans that don't like that. They really just want the Metroid game to be, you're dropped in this massive map, and you have to figure out where you have to go and uncover the whole map yourself and find the items. And of course, I've never played Other M as well, and that is obviously the lowest rated game in the Metroid series, because it's kind of like Metroid Fusion, but it's a lot more rigorous in the way that it tells you where to go. But yeah, the good thing about this game is that it really does away with that style of Metroid game like Other M, and really gives us a nice, really good, meaty, classic Metroid game, 2D Metroid game, where you have to traverse this world all by yourself. And I also have to bring in the Emmys. The Emmy machines were a very nice touch, and they were a very well implementation into the game. They kind of reminded me of the SAX from Metroid Fusion, though the Emmy zones are much more abundant and more frequent than what the SAX was in Metroid Fusion. They're also quite foreboding. It's quite scary when you go into one of these areas, because they're always, I mean, the way they walk and they climb up the walls and they move their feet is quite unsettling, and when you're trying to hide from one, they will like look at you try and look for you and kind of freeze, and then they eventually go back the other way. But yeah, it was good to add a really good way to add some tension into the Metroid games, and I give a thumbs up to that idea because it was implemented very well. So yeah, I had a blast with this game. It was an incredibly fun game. I had so much fun finding all the different items and all the missile boxes and all the health packs, and just trying to be like a detective and just like scourging just the entire world for hidden secrets, and it was just a lot of fun. The controls were spot on too, very tight, responsive controls, and I never felt like the controls were cheap or bad, or the controls made me lose a fight. The controls were very sharp. The boss battles were excellent. The world design was excellent. The only negative I have to say though was the music. I thought the music could have been a bit better, especially during the boss battles and some of the areas. As I said, Berenia stood out to me as the best piece of music, but it's still, none of it was, the music was as memorable as it was in previous games, but that's the only negative I have to say about it. And overall, I give it a 9 out of 10. So if you're a Metroid fan or own a Nintendo Switch, definitely pick this game up. It's definitely worth a play, and it might kick your ass too because it's quite hard too, but it is very fun and very worth your money.